Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. My name is Chandra Gore. I am Lens of Faith. I'm sorry about the delay. We were having a little bit of technical difficulties, but as soon as Shannon joins the live, we are going to get started. So bear with me for a few moments and we are going to get started as soon as I see that she has joined the live line. This is Thursday night at 8 with Lens of Faith, walking in your purpose. Switch my glasses. So as soon as Mrs. Little joins the line, we are going to go ahead and get started. I hope everyone is doing okay this afternoon. And this is my inaugural show, and we've already had a little bit of technical difficulties, but no further ado, as soon as Shannon joins, we are going to get started. I pray that everyone is having a blessed afternoon, a blessed evening. I'm going to just tell you a little bit about who I am. There she is. Shannon is on the line. Shannon, I am going to allow guest. I see you are there. Send me an invite to join the live, Shannon, because I don't see how I can add you. See if you can look down to the bottom of your screen and send me a request to join the live. See if I'll get it. Hopefully this works. Allow your viewers to request to join. Yep. Hey, Miss Gina. We trying to work out these technical difficulties. Had to switch from Be Live to Facebook Live. And now I am trying to get Shannon to join. Shannon, click down at the bottom of your screen. It should be a request to join the live. While she's doing that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Lens of Faith. So I am a first-time author, leadership strategist, motivational speaker, and currently a master sergeant in the United States Army of 18 years. I'm the CEO of Lens of Faith Photography. I'm also the CEO of Lens of Faith Speaks, a sexual assault victim advocate, moderator for Cultivating Clarity in our community for domestic violence, a member of Kappa Epsilon Psi Military Sorority Incorporated. I'm also an advocate for service members as a member of the Association for the United States Army. Okay. Hey, Star. When Star jumped on, Shannon, you might have to go out and come back in. Star jumped on and I saw the add button for her, but I don't see a add button to add you. I was just telling everybody a little bit about me while we're trying to get Shannon to join the live. Shannon, if you're on your computer, go to your cell phone. If you can hear me. If you're on your computer, go to your cell phone and you probably can, I probably can have the add button if you go to your cell phone. Hey everyone, you are joining Walking in Your Purpose Thursday night at 8 with Lens of Faith. We're getting started a little bit late due to technical difficulties. We're trying to get Shannon on the line right now. And okay, she went out. Hopefully she's going to come back in. I am also married. I am happily married to Kenneth Douglas Gore Jr. I am a mother of 7. We have a blended family. And I just wanted to let you all know that God laid Lens of Faith, the name Lens of Faith, on my heart one day, and I ran with it after that. That's exactly what I did. It came into my head. I first birthed the photography business, and now I'm birthing the speaking business. Shannon, if you can see at the bottom of your screen how to send me an invite to join the live, because it will not let me add you for some reason. Look at the bottom of your screen and send me a request to add. I see the add button for Star, but for some reason I don't see a add button for Shannon. Shannon, do you see the request to send me to add you to the live? I don't know what's going on. We're trying to get Shannon on the line. In the meantime, I hope everybody's having a prosperous evening. This is my inaugural show, Thursday night at 8 with Lens of Faith. And tonight, okay, there it goes. There we go. Now cooking with grease. Shannon is getting ready to join the live. While she does that, I am going to go ahead. Greetings, Shannon. Yay.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Hello. So I'm going to go ahead and start my intro, and we're going to jump right in right after that.
Okay.
Welcome to Walking in Your Purpose. This is Thursday night at 8 with Lens of Faith. It's time to discover the gift God has for you. I'm bringing awareness to what God has for you and the purpose behind your pain. If you have passion in your soul and a gift you haven't unleashed, well, let's talk about it. Having served in the United States Army for the last 18 years and continuing to serve as a servant leader to inspire, motivate, guide, and assist readily, I'm bringing a contemporary vibe to being happy and living your dream on purpose. Each week, I will introduce you to a life filled with purpose and how that purpose is being used to glorify God, prescribing the tips, resources, and strategy to set you up for success. So now, let's jump right in and discover the gift God has for you. Yay! We got Shannon on the line, y'all. We got Shannon on the line. Let me tell y'all a little bit about Shannon Joyful Soul Little. She is the founder of Joyful Soul Treasures Incorporated, an author, motivational speaker, writer, advocate, Army veteran, mother, daughter, supporter, educator, encourager, and life motivator. She began her journey as a country girl in Darlington, South Carolina, as Shannon Smith. The author, named Joyful Soul, was birthed in March 2017, during a time when she endured a test of faith and loyalty, which changed her life forever. She values life and finds joy even in the lion's den. For 18 years, she has enjoyed the passion of writing poems, short stories, research articles, and venturing towards more. She enjoys writing short stories based on her life. Joyful Soul Treasures Incorporated is a nonprofit organization that raises awareness of social and generational circumstances. Author Joyful Soul provides literature to increase education by using life circumstances to make stories plain to readers. Joyful Soul Treasures Incorporated also partners with local agencies to expand the community outreach of staying current, staying aware, and changing lives. Shannon, how are you this evening?
I am great. I am great. I hope you are. I really do. It's
I am.
always it's always mind blowing to hear my biography read. So
I see you smiling over there, girl. You know you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot.
I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm just trying to change the world. That's it.
That's cool. Hey, if you're just joining the live line, we have Shannon, Joyful Soul Little on the line, and she is going to bless us with her presence this evening. We're going to jump right into the questions. I know everybody down here to answer these questions, girl. So, Joyful Soul, you got a book out, right?
Yes, yes. I have
And
one
more
out and
more to come. But giving
yeah.
birth to HIV, tell the listening audience what that means and how you came up with such a unique, interesting, but powerful title.
Oh wow. Okay, so I was at a very, very low point after my husband passed away. And I couldn't sleep most nights. I was up to 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Mm,
And I was like, okay, I have to release this. I have to write something out. I have to talk about it. So I got tired of explaining what I had already went through. I got tired of explaining my husband's HIV positive status, letting people know that, hey, I was with this, I was with my husband, and he did have this condition, but it became, painful to continue to explain that to people time after time again. So I
mm-hmm.
got to a point in my life to where I was like, okay, I'm really sick of doing this. And I said, well, I'm just going to write it out. Hopefully, I can heal from it. And in
Right.
writing it out, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. And writing it out, I was like, okay, I feel a little bit better. I can sleep now. Woke
Mm-hmm.
up the woke up the next morning, and someone read it. I let someone else read it, and they read it, and they said, "You need to make a book out of this." And
I
I
know
said,
that.
"What?" I said, what? And they was like, you need to make a book out of this. And I thought about how bad the stigma is with HIV. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
well, okay, I want to shed light on a dead situation. I want to
Come on.
shed light on is that people, deem to be a dead disease. So
Come on.
something that people deem to be a death sentence. And in
Mm-hmm.
doing that, I said, well, okay, I'm gonna give birth to it.
There you go.
So in giving birth, I was like, okay, I give birth, I shine light, I bring awareness, I bring something new into the world that hasn't been seen before. And one thing that, in giving birth to HIV, you get to see a part of me, a deep part of me that I don't share with everyone. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't share with everyone because people tend to use your past against you. And in
They will.
doing so, I allowed, my past to be my stepping stone.
Mm-hmm.
So giving birth to HIV was one of those things to where you say, okay, I think this right here is a powerful enough title. I'm going to leave it there. And I didn't go back. I created 5 titles that same night.
Wow.
I
Wow.
to complete the series, I created 5 titles in order to heal.
Oh,
And I
come on.
said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to show this and I'm going to show this to the world. And I've stayed true to that.
All right. All right. That's powerful, because a lot of people they're scared to talk about HIV.
They are.
People don't even want to bring up the words, the letters. They
Hmm.
don't want to see it at all. But
Hmm.
you are bringing awareness to this deadly disease, which people, think is always deadly, but you can actually live a long time with HIV, correct?
You can. You can. You can actually live a long, healthy life with HIV. One thing that people need to understand is that you don't die from HIV, you die from HIV complications, which go
Okay.
into full blown AIDS, immune system that goes under attack. If you take care of yourself and you actually adhere to the prescriptions and the regimens that they have scheduled for you and planned for you, then you do not die from HIV.
All right. I hear that. Now, Joyful Soul, tell us what prompted you to take a deep dive into yourself and share your story with the world from a widow's perspective.
It took a lot of I guess it took a lot of fortitude to get to the point of saying, okay, do I still honor my husband? Do I still support my husband? And am
Mm,
I able to tell his story without degrading him?
okay.
And I look back on a lot of my writings and I said, okay, I can do this. And being
Hmm.
and being able to say to myself that, hey, Shannon, you are a very creative writer. And being able to shed the light on a situation that happened to you, you can do it tastefully. And that's what happened. I was able to, get to a point in my life where I had suffered enough. It was enough pain. It was enough going through the cycle, going through the trials. And it was time to actually, show people that, hey, even though you go through something, you can overcome it.
Right. Now, did y'all discuss the book while he was still alive, or you just waited?
No, I didn't come up with the book idea until 4 years later. So
Oh, okay.
4 years, 3 years, because
Okay.
November of last year was when it actually published. So November of last year was when it published, and 3 years later, it's been 4 years now, and
Mhm.
was my, way of coming up with the idea to just write this book and share it to the world to let people know who are HIV positive that they're not alone,
That's
that there's
right.
somebody that still loves them and cares for them.
It's about educating most, foremost. It is about educating. And a lot of us, we just fail to educate. We fail to want to know, you
Yeah.
know, what's going on really. We just rather hide from it and
Mhm.
just bury it. Oh, nobody wants to talk about it. That's HIV. Ooh, people have that stigma about themselves when those three letters come up, HIV or AIDS.
Mhm. That's very
Tell me
true.
something, Joyful. So, do you feel like you're walking in your purpose right now?
I honestly do. I believe that every day, I believe that I go through something, I go through situations in order to help someone else heal from it. And I don't believe that things are, damned to me, as in,
Mm-hmm.
to put me to a level of not being able to rise back up. I believe that, I go through certain situations and I know that I can rise back up. And I use those situations in order to help others who think that they cannot rise back up from it.
That's right. Now I chose a scripture for you. I chose Daniel 8:16 when I was putting together this this uh this show. And Daniel 8:16 says, and I heard a man's voice between the banks of Uli, which called and said, Gabriel, make this man understand the vision. I thought about you when that came to me. And I said, oh my God, she is trying to make people understand the vision behind what she's doing. Tell us about your vision. Tell us about
my my vision is to help and heal at the same time.
it.
So
Okay.
my thing with raising awareness and being that person who's gone through it is like, okay, I'm going to help myself through healing others. And through
Mm-hmm.
healing others, it's going to be to a place of them actually finding peace and finding a level of understanding that they can overcome. They
Mm-hmm.
can't understand it, but they can remember it. And they can
That's
remember it, but learn from it. So the thing is with, giving birth to HIV and the rest of, everything else that I want to do in life, I want people to be able to heal while I'm helping them. I want to
okay.
be able to help and heal at the same time. I'm still in a healing process. And in my vision and my purpose and my walk in life, one of the things that I, value the most is that being honest with yourself and being honest with what you hold value,
Yes,
being
ma'am.
honest with purpose in life and what you believe that God has in store for you, and
That's right.
actually owning into that path so that you can walk accordingly.
All right. A lot of people we don't do it. We don't
Mm,
do it. We
mm-mm.
don't
I,
do it.
I fought
Afraid.
it. I fought it.
Yeah. How do you think your experiences with your husband helped to mold your message in your book, Giving Birth to HIV?
Knowing that at the end of the day, he was an excellent provider.
Okay.
When you have a husband who was an excellent provider, you can't deface him. You can't demean him, even beyond death. To death do us part is were some serious words for me. To death do we part, but we didn't part at death because he still
Right.
lives in me. And in doing so and honoring him and, shedding light on things that even he, wanted to share but couldn't because of the stigma with HIV and the way people view you,
Right.
molding that image was making sure that, hey, he's still intact, his
Right.
vision is still, lived out, and my children have to see this afterwards.
Right.
So when you're able to understand that what you value and what you hold dear is going to be looked at your children years to pass, or
That's
looked
right.
at your new generations years to pass, you make sure that you mold it in a way that everybody's able to understand it and get the message.
Yeah.
Love,
Now,
love is truly unconditional.
without giving away too much of your book, I know people are going to ask you this, but people would have ran for the hills. Their husband came to them and said, "I got HIV." They would have ran for the hills. What allowed you to stay? We got to get to that question. We got to
Okay.
get that question. Don't give away a lot of the book because we need y'all to buy Giving Birth to HIV. But let's hear this, Shannon. Tell us why you didn't run for the hills.
See, okay, so the reason I did not run was because I had just gotten out of an abusive relationship.
Okay.
Getting out of an abusive relationship, excuse me, you you start to you start to rethink your life. You start to look back on some things and really start to value certain aspects of the man, of the woman, of the spouse, the significant other, and you start to realize, okay, what could I have done to help benefit this situation? What could I
Mm,
have done to help this situation as opposed to shunning it away? And you
right.
get to a point in your life and you say, well, okay, everybody else shuns them away because they can't read, or because they
Right.
can't write, or because they don't have, the fortitude to actually go out here and get a job. But how about I help him?
Right.
How about I help him to understand that we don't have, you know, everything that's perfect. We don't have, everything together, but we can
Come on.
make it together. We can
Yeah.
make it beyond any means, and we can make it to a level of understanding in order to get through this together. And it was all
Eh,
about togetherness for me.
What about unconditional love? It took a lot of that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, being and young people today have no idea
No idea.
the
No.
conditions of unconditional love.
Hmm.
They have no idea the conditions of unconditional love. And one of the things that you're gonna understand about unconditional love is when you go through it with your spouse, when you get to a level of, whew, I need to take a break from this.
That's
You
right.
isolate yourself not to find comfort in someone else. You isolate yourself to find an understanding within you.
Oh, that's deep right there. That's
You're
deep
not
right
going
there.
to always agree with your husband. You're not going to
Hmm.
always agree with what he has to say. You're not going to always agree with whatever circumstances he's put himself into. But you have to learn how to agree with God. You have to
Right.
learn how to agree that he has a greater purpose for your life and that he has a greater meaning behind everything that he does or he allows you to go through.
That's right. That's
Unconditional love,
absolutely
I
right.
truly value it because God has done it for me. He has put me in a place to where he could say, okay, Shannon, look here now. I got you, but
I
you need to
know.
get straighten up. Like I got you.
Hmm.
Like
I've
we
been
together
there.
here, but you need to straighten up. And unconditional love for me was like, okay, am I valuing people? Am I looking at people? Am I considering people's feelings the way God does?
Hmm.
Am I loving on them the way God does? Am I giving them a second chance the way God does? Am I able to give them a second chance the way God does? Because if you're not able, then you can't do it. You truly
No.
can't. Like I said, when you separate yourself, you really need to take a look within you.
Oh
Because
yeah.
if you're not able to give a second chance, look at you and see exactly why you're not able.
Yeah. A lot of people don't even want to look at giving people second chances, but guess what? They want people to give them grace and mercy. They want
Mm-hmm.
grace and mercy, but they don't want to give it. We got to be willing to give it if we want it. God tells us that in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
We got to be willing to give grace too. Now, people be like, I don't want to do that. I wouldn't do that. You don't know what you would do unless you put in that
And that's it.
situation.
Yeah, that's very true. And a lot of people say that, but they don't know what they would do when that situation arises in their lives.
Yeah. Now, look, Shannon, when I first met you and I saw all this traffic about the book, this and that, I said, this sister is on the ground. She's spreading a message. To God be glory. You are a messenger. Has anybody told you that?
I've heard it quite a few times. I adore it. I love it every time because as humbling as it is to have that honor or to have that privilege to be such a thing to someone else in someone else's life, I'm overwhelmed truly
That's
because the moment that I published my book and people started to read it, I got the flood of inboxes and people were like, oh my God, thank you for writing this. And I started crying. I really did. I started crying and I get to a point to where I'm nervous or where I feel like, I'm like I feel them, like I feel them within me, and I feel everything that they're going through, and I feel exactly how they feel. And then like I start bawling with emotion, and I'm ready to like share their experience with them, even though I don't understand. Even though I don't understand, what it is to have my immune system contaminated by anything, even though I don't
right.
understand, the exact, regimen of taking medications like to that magnitude on a day-to-day basis. I understand the amount of grace that you need in order to survive something like that. I understand the amount of umph or emphasis that it takes in order for you to get up day to day to actually continue this journey.
Hmm.
Thank you, Star.
You still with me, Shannon? Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
It's the
I'm here.
screen froze for a little bit. Now tell me this. Now I just called you a messenger. I need you to tell me loud and tell the listening audience loud and clearly what message were you trying to put out when you thought about birthing HIV?
Stop hiding.
Come on.
HIV has has to be public. It has to be something that you talk about at the dinner
Hmm.
table. HIV has to be something that you tell your children about. Stop hiding it. Because the moment that you hide it, people begin to isolate themselves. When they begin to isolate themselves, they get into a sunken
Yep.
depression. They begin to they begin to put other people into that same sunken depression by allowing them to be contaminated with whatever they don't want to share. So understand when I say this, when it comes down to they they're shunned and they're put into a place of discomfort to where they don't feel like they have.
Okay, we just lost Shannon for a split second. We are going to wait and allow her to rejoin the live. And I hope this has been an impactful conversation thus far. We are with topic tonight, and we're talking about basically the stigma of HIV. Her husband had HIV, and he eventually passed away from HIV. But she's a messenger. She is a messenger, and we just dived into Daniel 8:16 for a split second because that verse actually captivated me when I was diving into the show topic for Shannon. So walking your purpose Thursday night at 8 with Lens of Faith. There she is. Shannon is back on the line with us. Can you hear us, Shannon? You can hear me?
Yes, I
Okay.
can.
All right. Kind of cut out on you.
Yes.
Let's. I want to take a little moment. I got like maybe two more questions for you anyway. But when thinking about writing your poems, short stories, and books, what must you be clear about in order to construct a best-selling piece of work, i.e., a poem, book, newspaper article, what have you? Your mission.
Your mission, what you want to portray to the audience, what you want the audience to understand, your emphasis, what you're trying to put emphasis on, and exactly how you want them to view it. One of the things that I can say, like in poetry, a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
we get lost in metaphors, and being a metaphoric person, one of the things that I've seen firsthand is when people like even with giving birth to HIV, people taking it, kind of like meaning, hey, she had a baby. And whereas when they read the back of the book, they're
Yeah.
like,
Don't you get
oh,
that away.
okay.
We need y'all to
She's
read
not
that book to
talking
find out about the back. Don't get that away, Shannon. Don't get that away.
No, I'm not. I'm not. But one of the things that, when you truly are in depth into writing something, you need to be clear about your mission, be clear about exactly what you want to portray to your readers, exactly what you want them to
Yeah.
understand, and make them feel comfortable. I mean, if you put them in a place of like comfort and peace within the first
Okay.
2 pages, they're ready to read the
I
entire
gotta
book.
tell you something. I couldn't put the book down. I got the book and literally read it in 2 days. I could have read it in one day, but I think I needed to go to sleep. I couldn't put that book down. It's a page turner for sure. You are on to something. And if this, tell us about the next book you got coming out.
Well, the next book talks about, I'm going to give you the last portion of it. It talks about a majestic journey of alcohol abuse from daddy to daughter, and how we overcame it. It's called Daddy's Soul Tie, and it releases
Come
June
on.
17th, next Sunday, which is super awesome, which is super awesome. And being able to do this portion, oh my goodness, when I say I had some reluctancy in doing this, it was some serious reluctancy because I had to truly, I could not disagree, like I could not let my readers down. I truly had to pour in
Uh,
just as much as I did with the first book. And in doing that, one of the things that I
oh,
had to do was
oh,
let go of the
that's
past.
powerful right there now.
There
What you
yeah, there's
say? Come on
let go
now.
of the past. Let go of the past. I, girl, it's easy to roll off my tongue, but it took me a
I'm in
while
the
to get
same
it there
boat. I'm in the same
to
boat.
truly let go of
I'm
the
in the same
past.
boat.
Yeah, and so in understanding that I had to let go of the
All
past, I
right.
had to be
All
willing
right.
to
That's
make peace
powerful,
with
right?
the past. When I was able when I was able to make peace with my
Oh,
past, I was able to pour it into the book so that others could understand that they didn't have to live their
mm,
past for the
that's
rest of their
powerful right
lives.
there.
So this and these right here are some very, 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 very good topics in our Black community, in the world of society today, the way young children are, and just how fast they're having to
That's right.
grow up. It's time to raise awareness. It's time to put them in a place of peace. It's time to give them the tools that
Amen.
they need in order to survive when it comes down to living
Amen.
this life right now.
Amen. After reading your bio, I could see that you are a very, very, very busy woman, Shannon. You know, I be following you around on social media as a mother, author, motivational speaker. Tell the listening audience what's next for Joyful Soul and where can we connect with you?
Joyful Soul is going to be in a few different states coming locally. When I finalize some plans, you will find them on my website. And I am listing my website in the comment section below for those who want to, visit to see upcoming events. And the website is insidejoyfulsoul.com, and you'll be able to find some of the most recent events that I'll be at, and you're able to join me. I'm looking to connect in a few different Barnes and Noble bookstores throughout the East Side, and one in California as well. I had a few offers to come out there, and that's one of the things that I want to complete the series for
Okay.
before I actually go to California. And the series of Healing in the Horizon, which includes giving birth to HIV, and it also includes Daddy's Soul Tie, and a list of others that are coming soon before the end of
Oh, you on the move.
2018.
You are on the move, honey. I see you. I'm so blessed.
I'm not I'm not as busy as you,
I
but
don't know
I
now. I don't know now. You might got me beat. You might get me.
I try to do what I can to put everybody else, as far as society wise, in a better place in life. Because when you start to pour more into others than you do into yourself,
Praise
you
God.
begin to see
Praise
healing
God to that.
manifest.
Is there anything I may have missed? Anything you want to add?
Yeah.
Give us some statistics on HIV at the end.
Well, all the statistics that the statistics are currently changing. One of the people that I'm very close with, she does more of the statistics and keeping young adults and older people who are HIV positive, keeping them aware in the statistics. I kind of let her deal with that portion.
Mm,
I deal with the more emotional and spiritual side, letting people know that, hey, I'm here, you're here, we're still here, even though you have these issues that you've had to deal with, these generational curses that you've had to deal with, and you can still survive, you can still be okay with life, you can still smile, and you can still understand that your purpose is to help
that's
someone
power
else through
right there.
whatever situation
I
they're in.
love you, my sister. I thank you, appreciate you for agreeing to be
Thank you
my
for having
first
me.
on my show.
Having
I appreciate you. We may have had some technical difficulties, but we just hit them with some power right now. This has been a powerful conversation on something, on a
Yes, we
topic
did.
that people really don't even want to discuss. Hey, Ashley, thank you for joining the live with us. Shannon, I am so grateful for you, sis. And I just want to tell you, keep doing what you're doing. Weather the storm, wherever you come up
Mhm.
against, just know God, because you are spreading a message that people want to hear, and we love hearing from you. You are on a powerhouse journey, and I ask God to grant you the vision to keep moving and to keep forging ahead, spreading God's love and a message that he wants to get out, because you are indeed one of his messengers. You are anything else you want to add, sis? You are very.
Thank you. I actually don't have anything to add.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any questions from the audience, but I don't have anything to add. If there's something that someone wanted me to address and cover, I'm more than happy to, if we still have the
Yeah,
time.
actually, we're doing pretty good on time. We actually have about 10 minutes left because we started a little late, but our time clock is pretty accurate here. If there's any questions, please put your questions in the comments. If you are joining the replay, please hashtag replay in the comments, just to let me and Shannon know that you did watch the replay. And if you have any questions, Shannon would be more than to address your questions at a later time, or right now we do have time for a few. Are there any questions from anyone? Ashley, Star.
I I see that Star had a question about more information. Star had a question about how do people go if they want to know more information about HIV. One Avert is one of the most popular websites. Avert is a very popular website to learn more about HIV. You can also, you know, go to the National Centers of Disease Control, Infectious Disease Control, and actually find more information. Google is going to be your best friend when it comes down to HIV because they lay it all out in plain. Scholarly articles, I read a lot, so I'm very familiar with scholarly articles and exactly, the benefits of them when it comes down to learning more about HIV.
I
Are you
am.
still
Can you hear
there,
me?
Chandra?
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yes. Yeah, I
So
can hear you.
Google is your best when it comes
So
to
yeah,
researching about HIV.
Google is my best friend. Google is my best friend when it comes down to researching about HIV. Um, Avert, I guess yeah, is a place to go. Yes, that is a place to go. It's with a T, I think. Yeah, it's a place to go for HIV and actually learn a lot more about the
Hmm.
statistics that are current, recent statistics, um, prevention. In the back of my book, you also get a stay current article. that talks about how you can actually prevent yourself from contracting HIV. You can be with someone who is HIV positive. However, you can also use
Okay.
a medication that they have now to prevent yourself from contracting HIV, which is pretty dope,
Okay.
I think, because it does not limit love.
Okay. Thank you, Shannon and Chandra. You are very welcome, Star. You are very welcome. Very.
Very welcome. Thank you,
Yeah.
Star. You're
This has
awesome.
been
You're
an
a
excellent
powerhouse, man.
experience. I loved it. I think
Star's
I am going to
amazing,
enjoy the
man.
next 9 weeks of this show, y'all. I really enjoyed it. I am really going to enjoy this. But if you are joining us now, we just concluded my interview with Shannon Little, Shannon Joyful Soul Little, the author of Giving Birth to HIV. And we have just had a wonderful time here on Facebook Live. And I pray that this broadcast has been a blessing to you in one way, shape, form, or another. Please hit the share button and share this video out to the world. We want to spread a message. Shannon brought the message today as she is a messenger. I want to thank everyone for joining me on this live. If you catch the replay, I greatly appreciate you. Please leave a review in the comments of my Lens of Faith Speaks page. I greatly appreciate you. And we are now going to close out with the outro. God bless you all and have a thank you so much for the show today. I would like to thank all my followers and listeners for tuning in to today's show. You have been listening, walking in your purpose. The faith. I want you like and follow me on Facebook at Lens of Faith. God bless. God bless you, my sister. Thank you so much for joining me. Share.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You got this. Yep. God bless.
All right.